Welcome back, everybody. Gaming Grandpa here doing the FM Challenge in FIFA 23. This is transfer special number 4 for season 2 with Austin Football Club. I just kind of wanted to go over this kind of briefly. Normally I take a while doing this, but we're going to kind of cut right to it. I ended up selling a few of my Youth Academy grads just because they really weren't turned out to be nothing special. I like to wait until they're 18 unless I know for a fact that they're going to totally suck and I've mistakenly brought them up to the senior team, then I'll sell them. But I like to make sure that they're not showing great potential or exciting prospect or has potential to be special. Now I will sell one. Say I have two left wing backs and they're both the same age and one is an exciting prospect and one's showing great potential. It's possible I'll just go ahead and sell the showing great potential. That's just how I do. But I got rid of Christensen, and that's, as you can see, I made a profit compared to what his value was. Now, Campbell's I signed last year as a free agent. He was 18, and I still made a little bit of a profit. Mina, he was one of the youngsters that I got from Columbia. Excuse me. He was showing great potential, but now after season 1 ended, everybody's status went down. I don't know why, but he is no longer showing great potential. As you can see, he's just at the club. So I went ahead and just sold him. He wasn't going to really get much better, so I just took a gamble and said the heck with it. I did send quite a few of my guys out on loan. This is one of them. Mensa. I was debating whether or not to sell him. I wanted to sell him next year, but I got a really good offer on him. And to tell you the truth, he is worse off than Middlestat, who I got on a free contract. So I figured, you know what? I might as well keep Middlestat. And I got rid of him and made a profit while I could. Garrido, once again, I don't like selling my youngsters, but he hit 60, and as you can see, he's at the club. So I'm like, you know what, man, it's not worth keeping you because I have other players like this dude who's worth quite a bit of money, and he's going to be a stud. Now, this guy was my homegrown talent that I got from pre-ordered FIFA, and he's going to be really good for me, but I need to get these kids more game time, so that's why I'm selling them out for loan. Wood is another one, an exciting prospect, so I can't wait to have these kids playing regularly for me. This guy was a free agent I signed last season and just wasn't really worth a darn. So it's like, you win some, you lose some. I did sign one free agent, this kid here. I needed some backup in the center back position, and I like to have some youngsters doing it. I sent Toma out for loan. He's going to be a pretty decent player for me. Now, with him, earlier on when I first started this series, I talked about how the MLS likes to trade all kinds of things. Well, I traded him, or not traded, when I loaned him out, I said, okay, fine, I'll pay more salary, but you're going to give me some allocation money, and they agreed, so I got $500,000 of allocation money, which helps buy down my salary, which helps keep me under the cap. All right, here is what my biggest signing of the transfer window. Solomano, I really, really wanted him, and he's been in a game or two already. So, but I hated to get rid of Ben Rahu. He was really coming in his own. But at the same time, this kid is worth more money, and he's better off already than what the other guy that went out was. So it was a really good deal. So I went ahead and took it. Plus, he is quick. Look at that sprint speed and acceleration. He is quick, and I really like quick wingers. So it was a no-brainer for me, and I had my eye on him for a while anyway. He's most likely going to remain in the left wing in this position for quite some time because he's my starter. The only way that I will uproot him is if one of my youngsters comes along and is better, and then that's how that happens. All right, Sorensen, sent him out for loan because I'm going to keep him. As you can see, Ray, same thing. I'm going to keep him. Alvarez, now it's going to get kind of bad between him and him because I have a few cams, so I don't know which one I'm going to keep yet, but it's probably going to be Sorensen, but we'll see. Alright, I got this kid. I traded him from Sampdoria. I didn't want to get rid of Maja, but he really wasn't getting any better. He was just pretty much stagnated at what he was, and I had a few offers come in for him, and they just didn't really want to give me anything. He was worth $10 million at the time, and they only wanted to give me like 4.5 and 5, so I talked Sampdoria down to 2.5 million with Maja, and I'm like, you know what? That's great because look how much this kid's worth already. I mean, I'm just like, wow. I mean, I got him. I made some really good deals this transfer window. Okay, some more loans. Now, this kid I signed as a free agent, and I'm going to have some problems coming up in the goalkeeper region because I have a few guys that are all pretty much going to be really, really good. All right, Johnson, once again, look at that, 4.1 million. I mean, God, and he's an American to boot. All right, this kid, I still have trouble pronouncing his name. I wanted to sell him, but I had a loan offer come in for him, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and loan him out for a year. It's a short-term loan until next season, and we'll see how much I can get for him because he's just not gonna really have any game time. So what's the point in keeping all these kids? Okay, once again, another goalkeeper. He was a free agent, but you see what I'm saying? He's a 73, and it's just this kid here is a 74. But I mean, man, it's just gonna be tough. Okay, Denayer. He was. I hated to lose him. I mean, I got rid of Montez already, and I really didn't want to get rid of Denayer too. But he's not getting any better. And I got a really good deal for him, and that's his market value was about 20, and I talked him up to 22 million. Besides, he wanted to go back to the Premier League and play. So how can I say no? Plus, look at he's getting 81. He was not getting that with me. So how can I say no? Now I do have a couple more, but they're not coming until the beginning of the next transfer window, so I will cover it there. But I've been doing some more signing, and I'm pretty much done. So it's just kind of funny. I will cover the transfer hub real quick since we're doing a transfer special. All right. Now, my sent offers, of course, these guys were all ones that I signed. And, yeah, I might as well go ahead and just tell you, I did sign these guys. So I have been wanting to get a couple, then we'll talk about them later. But as you can see, this year I didn't really sign as many players as I had last year. And look at, I have no more transfer listed players. It's just really, really crazy because I got rid of everybody I wanted to get rid of and sent everybody on loan I wanted to send on loan. So it was a pretty good deal. All right, we're going to cover the youth staff. I'm sorry. Right here. Not the staff. Doggone it. The youth academy. I brought a few more kids up, and I'll talk about that later. But I have a few decent players that are going to be really good. This kid here, I signed him at 17. He was a 58 and worth like 1.9 million already, so he's going to be a really good player. Same thing with Young. I mean, a lot of these players are going to be worth some money. But as you can see, this dude here, I'm probably going to end up selling him because he's just not going to turn out to what, and everybody knows their potential starts out like 70 to 94, 74 to 94, things like that. And over time, it balances itself out. And when I've seen him get to within 2 points, like it was say 90 to 92. Now this kid here, he was worth quite a bit of money at the time, so I signed him, and he was 15, so he's going to be homegrown, but he's probably going to be maybe 80 at the best, so he's probably not going to be a starter for my team most likely. But I will have a couple players that are going to be decent. Now I did bring a couple players up from the academy to kind of balance out my squad when I had all these players leaving. And yeah, I have a goalkeeper problem. Franco is the one that I want to take Dragowski's place. And he's pretty much almost the same. Well, Dragowski went up once, otherwise he was about 7.5 million, I think. But I'm probably going to sell Dragowski. He is a DP, designated player, so I'm probably going to end up selling him next season. And I'm going to bring this kid back on loan, and he's going to be my starter. And we'll go from there. I don't know what's going to happen, but Odd and Middlestat. Odd I want to be my starting left back, but he's only going to be showing great potential. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet because Middlestat surprised me. I mean, he's gone up so much since I signed him from the pre-contract, so it was crazy. All right, now here's an exciting prospect, so he could overpower Odd. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. All right, let me see here. Yeah, Fry right now is filling in for Denier. Denier was a 78. And you know what? He's not worth near as much as Denier was, but at the same time, he's still a decent player. And he's like 6'5", so I really like my tall guys. Now, this kid's worth a lot of money. I signed him, but he's just not as tall. Oh, he's 6'4". I didn't know that. Okay, I thought he was 6 foot. Now, Ochoa, I don't know what happens. Some of these kids come back on loan. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of them or not. Wrench is probably going to remain in this position for a little while. But as you can tell, see his club status? It says at the club since 2022. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get. He was an exciting prospect when I signed him, and that's what I'm saying. At the end of season one, when season two began, all their stats went down, and he wasn't even out on loan. So I don't know what's going to happen. All right, he's happy being a rotational player, so I'm probably going to hang on to him for a little bit longer, unless I get a good offer for him. He was an exciting prospect too, and it's frustrating. Now Reese, I'm probably going to let go just because I have youngsters coming up, and they're going to be better than him, and he's just not worth what I thought he'd be worth. All right, Bucio's turned out to be a pretty good player for me, so I'm kind of happy about that. And I'm going to probably train this kid to be a CDM and take Bucio's place because I think he's pretty tall. Let me see. Oh no, never mind. He's not. God, got to get to learn my players better. All right, he has just blossomed. I am just so happy. All right, my very first has potential to be special player. I sent a scout to Moldova for 3 months. I like to cover every country. The main ones I do for 9 months, and the other ones I do for 3. And I have 3 players from Moldova that are just. I'm just like, wow, Moldova, really? But look at that. I mean, he's just awesome already. I'm very happy with him. All right, now Vega, I didn't know if I was going to keep him or not because I had a few offers for him, but they were nothing special and they were small teams. And I'm like, you know what? And he's like, Coach, I just want to stay here and play for you. I said, okay, fine with me. But if I get a good offer for him, like maybe 50 million, I might let him go because I do have enough left wingers that can fill in and right wingers that are kind of, they can switch places. But that's pretty much it. Now, I brought up the one kid, Moldova, and now Abdullah, he's the one that's gonna be gone. He's just not gonna be worth a darn. This kid, I'm still trying to figure out how good he's gonna be. I mean, he's 66 and he's 17, so he's gonna be pretty good. Now, of course, I love this kid, but he was an exciting prospect, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know why my kids are going down. It it blows my mind. Now look at he finally got to 60. He's been at 59 forever, and he's an exciting prospect, but he's only worth 1 million. So I don't know how FIFA's doing it this year. It's just kind of aggravating. But that pretty much takes care of the transfers. It takes care of my squad. It takes care of the youth academy, and the next game is going to be. I know my transfer window has been a little bit late, and I apologize for that, but I was still kind of making some transfers for next season. So I wanted to go ahead and get it done now before I start this next game. Now remember last episode I said that we'll look at the calendar. I just got done playing Salt Lake, and so that was random game 2 or 3, I'm sorry. I didn't want to play them again, even though we drew. I played them already on the last episode. I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. But so we're gonna play Vancouver, and we're running out of games here, guys. We're almost done with this season, and I think I'm just gonna play 3 seasons, depending on what I win this year. If I win everything this year and I start winning a lot next year, I'm gonna probably jump teams. I hate to do it, but I want to go to South America. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I want not necessarily European play, but I want postseason outside of the USA. I mean, I want international competition. That's, in Football Manager, we could go to CONCACAF. I mean, we win the MLS, we'd be in, the CONCACAF playoffs, and that's what I want. But you can't get it here, and it's just aggravating. But anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and end the video. I got another episode I'm going to go ahead and record tonight for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and you get to see my team in action again. But stay tuned for more. There's going to be a lot more coming. So I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for watching.